I thought last night's game was a really well played game. I mean, it was just a terrific and a fun game to watch. I thought Minnesota, let's give credit where credit's due to the other players, because Anthony Edwards did not have a typical Anthony Edwards game, but I think Edwards is a star. I mean, there's no getting around. He is a star. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, he's the MVP for a reason. He played that way. Jalen Williams is this year's Jaylen Brown, where you have two stars on the same team, and you have Tatum, you have Brown, and Brown was the one that shone brighter in last year's finals, and was the finals MVP, and deservedly so. Williams has played that way after having a subpar playoff last year. Chet Holmgren is just another fabulous player who is ability inside, outside, shot blocking, just makes such a big difference. And they've done a great job of putting some good role players around them, like Caruso and so forth. Good-looking team. Hohenstein, bringing him off the bench has helped because it gives them a more physical presence when he's in the game.
There is a reason they won 68 games this season.
Well, there's a bunch of reasons they won.
They have a top-to-bottom incredible roster. Their starting lineup, as you said, was Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren in the front court, and then Jalen Williams, Lou Dort, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Across the board, their worst defender is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but he's at worst an average defender. And when you can put a team out there that has that, and if you say, oh, he's the weak link, how tall is he? He's what, he's 6'6" and gets multiple steals a game? Right.
No, and defense has been a big part of how Oklahoma City plays. I think that Minnesota gave a gutsy effort last night. Gobert was fine. DiVincenzo he'd been struggling shooting, and then last night broke out and shot the ball really well. They did a good job, Minnesota did, of getting a lot of corner threes. The Indiana series with the Knicks, let's give Reggie Miller credit where credit's due. That was a true feel for the game comment, because I was feeling the same way he did. When Brunson picked up the foul at the end of the first half, near the end of the first half, it's a 20-point game at that stage. And all of a sudden they cut it down to 13 with him not on the floor. And I agree. I'm sitting there going, that feels different. And he was the one that brought it up and said, hey, look. And then, to his credit, then revisited it at the end of the game. That's a great job by Reggie Miller of picking up on that. It is, again, the lack of maturity in the league does show over and over again. Teams think you have too many teams that think they have it made. You have nothing made in this league. There's too many talented players on the other side. There may not be many stars, but too many talented players. I mean, Halliburton is legitimately a star. A guy like Turner's a really good NBA player, right? And then you look at the Knicks. I mean, there's no doubt Brunson's a star. Brunson is a liability defensively. I mean, there's no getting around it. I mean, I'm sure when they're sitting down and they're doing the scouting on it, he's Waldo.
Well, that was the thing that they had, where then Brunson comes out. The difference is defensively. They only have one liability in Karl-Anthony Towns, who at least is taller, so he can at least put up some sort of fight versus the 6-foot tall Brunson.
I mean, Karl-Anthony Towns is a faux star. Right? Okay. That doesn't mean I'm saying he's a poor player. I'm not. He is a good to very good player who had a great fourth quarter.
20 points in the fourth quarter.
I mean, a great fourth quarter. But he is made out to be much more than he is. You're like, okay, he's a very good player. Right? Well, so's Turner for Indiana. He's a very good player. Okay? I mean, there are a lot of very good players in the league. That's what, very good's like I didn't say average.
I would put
I didn't say average. He's very good.
I would put Karl-Anthony Towns in the same place that I would put Mikal Bridges. That same tier, where Mikal Bridges is not a star. But he is an incredible player.
Bridges is a much better basketball player than Karl-Anthony Towns.
But when it comes to the level, Karl-Anthony Towns offensively is as good as they get.
No, he's not.
When it comes to that level of player, when it comes to that tier, the Mikal Bridges tier, in that tier, he's the top of that. Defensively, he's a liability, but his offensive ability is as good as they get. He can shoot the three really well. He, of course, can pass. He can do enough.
He's very good, okay? He doesn't do anything great. He does nothing great. I mean, what does he do great? Back of the basket, I need points? No. Step out and shoot a three? I got a whole bunch of guys out there that step out and shoot threes, right? Bridges is, if you gave me a choice between those two guys, it's easy. I'd take Bridges on a heartbeat. Why? He's the better all-around basketball player. He is a legitimately great defender. He's a very good offensive player, right? And does a lot of little things that help you win. Karl Anthony Towns doesn't do any little things that help you win. Like what? What has he done in his career? What has he done?
He can anchor your scoring. He can be the focal point of your offense.
Since when?
It's always been that way. He's always been the one guy. He's been terrible teams around him because he played in Minnesota.
He played in Minnesota with Anthony Edwards. When Edwards showed up, you're like going, oh, no, there's a player. And he faded. He has not played great in this league for 5 years now. He's a faux star. Cat's this, Cat's that. No, Cat's like, to me, like, okay, you give me a choice between Porzingis and Karl Anthony Towns, it's not even close.
Porzingis defensively is just better.
Even though I think Porzingis maybe shoots a couple too many threes, the entire team does.
Yeah, they shoot 75,000 a game.
Donovan Mitchell's a legitimate star. Okay? I mean, there's certainly some legitimate stars in the league, but there are just some people that ESPN makes a big stinking deal about that you sit there and go, I'm not seeing what you're seeing. Like, I don't get it. Like, do I think like Jimmy Butler's a star? Okay, he's made out to be a star. I think he's really, really good. Do I think he's a star based on like my lifetime of watching stars? I mean, when I'm talking about stars, I mean, Brunson can sit there and he can go against any guard group I've ever watched in my life. Anthony Edwards can go against any guard group I've seen in my life. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can go against any guard group I've seen in my life. Okay, Karl Anthony Towns cannot compete with some of the centers I've seen in my life.
That's fair.
He can't. Okay, Bill Russell would be like, even Dave Cowens, for God's sakes. Cowens could go head-to-head with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He could go head-to-head with him, right? And there were days he lost to him, and there were days that his game was better. Karl Anthony Towns could never do that. Okay, I'm just telling you.
I know.
Okay, Willis Reed.
May I bring something up?
Hey, but I'm just saying, though. See, my comparisons are when I'm thinking about
the level of player.
Okay, Oscar Robertson. Could I see SGA playing against Oscar Robertson? Absolutely. That'd be a heck of a battle. Could I see Brunson do? Absolutely. Halliburton? Absolutely. Donovan Mitchell? Absolutely. Right? Could I see Karl Anthony Towns go against Nate Thurmond? No. Too soft.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about Will Chamberlain. Yeah. I mean, being soft, they brutalized this guy. I mean, come on. I mean, but it's Cat, and it's the ESPN era, and everybody in the ESPN era is great, awesome, incredible, best we've ever seen. Please stop it. I mean, I'm sick of seeing headlines, for example, Ohtani homers for a second straight game, right? To lead off the game. Then you look at the game, they lost. Like, okay, O'Neal Cruz, hardest hit ball in StatCast era. They lost. Okay? Like, everything's about like what some individual does. It's okay. When the season's over, they give a trophy out to a team.
Yeah.
Now, is O'Neal Cruz getting better? Yes. There's no great. Is Ohtani one of the greatest players we've ever seen in our lifetime? Yes.
It has gone.
Don't headline like second straight game leads off with a home run. Oh wow, great! Oh, they lost. Oh,
the all of sports has gone from teams that have stars on them to stars that are on teams. That is where a switch has been flipped. Where like the Bulls were Jordan's team, but all of a sudden today it's Jordan is on the Bulls. that's where a flip has happened with a lot of sports across the board, where it's focused on the star, not the team that a star is also on.
Yeah, but ESPN hasn't adapted to that.
But that's my point, is that they
haven't adapted to that at all. Okay? I mean, look. Are the Cincinnati Bengals without Joe Burrow? Darn right they are. Right? When Joe Burrow's in there, you're like, whoa, okay, they got a chance today. I mean, they've got a chance. Right? And then you add in a legitimately great player in Jamar Chase, a terrific player in T. Higgins. It's like, okay, now you want to watch that team play because they've got some pieces around. That was always the problem Aaron Rodgers had in the latter stages of his career with Green Bay.
So you're saying Marquez Valdez-Scantling isn't the same level of player as like Torrey Holt? Are you saying, Steve?
I believe that the word is jag. Just another guy. Just another guy.
May I ask you a question?
But you know what I mean? Like it's everything is about team construction. We're talking about Scott Parra being the GM of Penn State basketball. And I was talking about to you guys, Roger and you, before about Andy Frank and what his staff does. And Andy he's essentially the GM of Penn State football. Right? He's got a staff of people, and they go out and they are looking at recruits in terms of all the video breakdowns, the families, everything like that, the portal people and so forth. They're the ones bringing all the information in to, because you're trying to do roster construction. Okay, roster construction. How does this player potentially fit what we do, and can that player's skill set help us out? Right? Every once in a while you'll get lucky, for example, with a walk-on like Dominic DeLuca, who knows and understands how to play the game, where you sit back and go, okay, he brings a little different skill set with how he plays with his mind that maybe we didn't have in the position before. Or a Kobe King, who brought a size to the middle linebacking spot, because Penn State doesn't normally recruit strictly middle linebackers. Penn State's recruited guys that have the ability, and they, if need be, they'll teach them all three positions on the field. And Penn State will still every once in a while play three out there. We'll see how Jim wants to play. He'll play the majority of the time probably with two. That's always been his MO. But you bring a skill set in. How is that person going to fit skill set wise with what we have? Well, that's what that staff does. Roster construction, we just talked about SGA, Williams, Holmgren. Okay, so they've got in youth their big three. Right? But they don't win, right, unless they have Caruso.
Hartenstein.
They don't win if they don't have Hartenstein. They don't win unless they have like three or four other guys out there that make a big difference, okay? The Celtics won last year. Well, how good are the Celtics if Peyton Pritchard's not doing what he does at the end of quarters?
Sam Hauser.
Right? Sam Hauser. I mean, across the board, like certain guys, a guy that is a really terrific player, another good player the Knicks have, OG Anunoby. Okay? Look, he's won a championship in his career with Toronto. Pascal Siakam, okay? Is he the best player in the NBA? No. But he's a very good player in the NBA that's a veteran that knows how to play, has been there, has done it, been a part of it. Sure. Was Kawhi Leonard the star on that team? Sure. There's no question he was, okay? But Fred VanVleet was a very good player, ran the show at point guard. Siakam was a critical player for them. OG Anunoby was a critical player for them. Or you sit there and go, okay, because teams are not just made up of the star. Okay? Now, it would have helped for Minnesota if their star had a better night, but he didn't. He only took 2 shots in the first half.